Welcome to the Wholehearted Wellness Podcast. As a friendly reminder, the Wholehearted Wellness Podcast is not a substitute to receiving mental and physical support from a licensed wellness provider. We encourage you to speak with your wellness provider prior to trying any therapeutic modalities mentioned on this podcast. Welcome back, everyone, to the Wholehearted Wellness Podcast. Today is a very special day because one of the Lotus ladies is here, Abby Webb. Thank you, Abby, for being here today.
Of course. I'm really honored that Ariel asked me to be a part of this today. So I am currently an intern at Lotus Counseling and Wellness, working towards obtaining hours and courses towards my master's degree. And so I'll be finishing up in December of this year. So
Whoop, whoop.
Very excited. This is the year, hopefully. So I'm on track for December. But I'm just very privileged to be here at Lotus. It's truly a blessing that I was placed to be under supervision of Ariel and just work to get that clinical experience. And so, like Ariel said, I'm doing play therapy here. That is my little thing. And it's truly a passion of mine. It's rooted in personal experience of just my journey through counseling that began at a young age. I did not receive play therapy as a young child. And when I figured out what play therapy was through my graduate program, I was like, where was this when I was a kid, you know? And so it's a deep passion of mine to be able to show up for children in this way who are trying to navigate life's journey and see what it means for them.
That's awesome. Yeah, something that I have just been so impressed by is Abby is a natural at play therapy. I was like, wow, this is not an intern. And even the parents have just been so incredibly impressed by you. So tell us, what is play therapy? Because it's very different than just normal talk therapy.
Yeah, absolutely. So my approach to play therapy and in my work that I do with my clients who are the little children, it's typically for children ages about 3 to 12, just in that developmental range because it is an appropriate approach to counseling for them. But I was trained in Gary Landreth's model of child-centered play therapy, so that is the bulk of my approach to it. I also, a lot of like Van Fleet stuff that she has a more like developmental side of approach to it. So that's where all my stuff kind of stems from. But play therapy, it's appropriate for children. It's what they know. And so when you hear play, you think, yes, it's fun and exciting, games, creativity, all of those things. And yes, it is all of that. But when you pair that with a therapeutic environment and the therapeutic skills of the play therapist, it becomes a healing journey for them to experience new things and figure things out in a natural way that they're not being forced to do it. It's their language. Play is their language. Yes. That's what they know. They don't have the vocabulary that adults do when they come into counseling to describe the experiences or, be able to share how something affected them. They don't have the cognitive ability to understand the impact of it, much less describe it. So what play does is it gives them an opportunity to express things in their natural way. And so what they are showing up in the playroom with is their experiences. And so for a big bulk of a child's life, that they are, what they are playing out is mimicking their experiences. And as they get older, they have the ability to compensate for things, change the meaning of it, problem solve, things like that. But their play is a representation of their experiences. And in that environment, it's a healing place for them to work through those things.
That's amazing. So what is usually a common struggle with parents understanding what the heck is play therapy? Because I know sometimes parents are thinking this is just a glorified babysitter or play session. What the heck are they doing in there? What would you want parents to know to help them understand what's going on in there and even how to discern if their kid would benefit from play therapy?
So I think one big thing is paying attention to what is normal for your child and then to be able to notice what's not normal. So sometimes parents can observe just like atypical behavior, whether it's like defiance, isolation, withdrawing from things that they normally found interest in, and hobbies, just somatic things like having belly aches, headaches, sleep dysregulation with with nightmares and not being able to sleep throughout the night. Aggression can be one thing too, is a big one that, some kids are just generally aggressive, but if that's not how your child typically is, that's not their demeanor, and all of a sudden they're starting to act more aggressive, that can be an indicator too. And then changes in eating also, in terms of, as kids are in that age, their taste buds are changing, they're learning new things. And so, they might not like something, but I'm talking in terms of like quantity, like maybe they're not wanting to eat as much. Maybe they're saying they're not hungry at all. And so not necessarily like their taste, but whenever it seems appropriate for them. Some of those things are, because they're not like adults. They can't tell you that something's wrong, that something is staying on their mind, that they can't get out of it. They can't tell you those things, but you can watch what is not normal for them, and that can be an indicator that maybe they're trying to adjust to something and they just can't figure it out on their own. And that would be a great opportunity to say, well, would play therapy be a good fit for them?
Sure. So I know something that's unique about play therapy and working with kiddos is it takes a little bit longer for rapport building. It's not like an adult coming in and saying, this is who I am, this is what I need, this is what I'm experiencing, here we go. For a kid, it can take a while. So what would you say is a time frame for parents to be aware of, just the time frame it takes for a child to start experiencing some relief and some healing in play therapy?
Yeah, absolutely. So that is one of the biggest things that whenever I meet with parents for the first time, that I want to share with them, that play therapy is not a quick fix. It's not, in our fast-paced world that we find ourselves in, and there's an instant fix or there's an instant delivery for things, that, play therapy is not that. Play therapy, child-centered play therapy that I do it's a natural approach. And so children, we follow their lead. We trust that they are going to be ready to do the things that they need to do to heal themselves in their own time. And so it can be a lengthy process. So typically, I would say an average of like 30 sessions would be like the complete duration of like a full journey through the play therapy, starting with the rapport building, then getting to them actually working out things, introducing them to the playroom, and then making their solution to it. And then we go into like kind of what you call maintenance. And so just keeping that relationship there, so that when things do come up, it's you're not starting from the beginning. But typically, I would say the rapport building process is about 6 to 8 sessions. So you're looking at, if you're doing weekly sessions, 6 to 8 weeks. And it's not to say that those 6 to 8 sessions the kid's not doing work, because that is absolutely not the case. And it's not that the therapist isn't doing work either, because everything that they're doing is contributing to their sense of self, which overflows into so many areas without them even being able to trust the counselor yet. But whenever it gets to that opportunity that the child truly trusts their therapist and that they are able to work and do the things that they need to do, it is, it's astounding. You can see amazing changes in the way that, you can see their experiences showing up in their play. But yeah, about 6 to 8 sessions would probably be about average for that initial rapport building.
Yeah, that's
stage.
Awesome. Well, if any of you are interested in reaching out to Abby, whether for your child to receive therapy from her or even just have more questions for her, you can go on the Lotus website, www.lotuscounselingandwellness.com, and you can reach out to our admin and we will transfer you to her. Abby, thank you so much for coming today and for just sharing all about the beauty and the wonders of play therapy.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll talk to y'all later.